my name is Glenn and welcome to Shorty's Garage. Unfortunately, old Doris the Morris isn't being very nice. We have issues, not running right, does not want to start at all. And I was going back and forth, trying to sort it out. I've now decided I'm going to strip this thing down. As you probably saw by the thumbnail, we got a HIF 38 carburetor, mini custom manifold, inlet manifold, and I've got a brand new electronic ignition kit, new coil, distributor, plugs, leads, the whole shebang. Because I think I'm not just having fuel issues, and I do need a fuel pressure regulator because I think the pump I got is pumping in too much fuel. I think the carb that's currently on it needs 1.5 psi. I think the HIF needs about between 2 to 2.5. So we've got a new fuel pump coming. Need to order the fuel pressure regulator. But going back to the distributor issue, I don't think the advanced timing side of it is all working, and the coil that's still on it is the original one for the points system, so that ain't right, which I didn't realise. I only found that out this week. So instead of beating around the bush, we've splashed out a bit of cash, and hopefully it will, by the end of this week, be running, because we have 3 weeks before the Hever Castle show. I will be there, even if I have to push it. I will be there on the 14th, which is a Saturday, with a couple of other moggies. So I need to get this thing buttoned up. We've got new tyres. Hopefully they can get fitted next week. A mate of mine is on holiday. He will be fitting them for us. But the starting issue and everything else is getting on my nerves. So today, I'm going to rip the exhaust manifold off and inlet and carb and everything else, because I think I've got to cut the original inlet off. So this is going to be interesting, so stick around and enjoy this progress. But before I go, let me show you under the hood exactly what I mean and what we're changing. Now, why I'm sitting on the floor, I don't know. Right. So, under here, so I don't think the advanced side of the distributor is working. This was a second-hand unit, so it had question marks anyway. Coil, even though it's new, is the original one from the points distributor, so different ohms or something, I don't really know. HT leads are old, but they were all sparking fine, but yeah, we've got new ones and new spark plugs anyway. Oh, my nose, the hay fever today, the last couple of days has been awful. Anyhow, so that's the carb we currently got on there. I don't know if they're H2, I'm not really too sure on these ones, but this is obviously the external float and everything on it. So we're going to get rid of all of this. We've got to take the exhaust manifold off as well, and then we've got to cut, it's hard to see with the sunlight, apologies, but I've got to cut the inlet off the exhaust manifold so we can put our new one on. So going to get all that out. I'll go show you the new inlet and carburetor in a moment. Fuel system is all going to change. That, well, for the new sub it's not going to work. Fuel pump, which I've got a facet one coming, thanks to my brother-in-law Adam, so if you're watching, appreciate that, bud, thank you. See you this week when I come pick it up. So that is going to go down underneath on the chassis leg, sort of beside the gearbox down there, and then I'm going to run the pipe up to the fuel pressure regulator, which is going to sit there, and the fuel pressure regulator has also got the fuel filter in it, so it's an all combined unit, and then from there straight to that side of the carb, so it eliminates all this. So be a much tidier setup. It is obviously costing me a lot more money than I anticipated, which I definitely don't have, but I need this car on the road, and if I want it done properly, well, we have to spend some pennies, unfortunately. So that is the plan today. I will record as much as I can, but it's in a bit of an awkward place to where I can put the phone to obviously get it, because I haven't got a tall tripod because I'm still using my phone. So please bear with, but we will get it sorted. But let me just go show you the new carb. We'll walk down here, don't worry, I won't turn it off. What do you think of the wife's new slippers? Anyhow, so let me grab, there we go, freshly painted inlet, all new gaskets, new spacers, carburetor has all been cleaned, all seems to be working well, and I've put it all to the correct settings to get it started, new hardware, everything else. The inlet is obviously painted engine green. I have given it a couple of coats of clear lacquer just to protect it, but that's what's going on. We'll leave that there. Bit of the old energy drink, because well, why not? Beautiful. So I'm going to get my tools out, we're going to make a start, and let's see how it goes. Okay, so the exhaust manifold is off. I haven't recorded much because I'm suffering my hay fever, so I'm sure you don't want to hear all of that, but it is off. Now that is a low pressure fuel pump, but it is definitely chucking too much fuel in. Took the manifold off and it's really wet. So yeah, even if you are going to run a low pressure fuel pump, run a fuel pressure regulator. Obviously I'm learning, so obviously now I know I need to go get one. So the manual's down there, you can see it's wet, but yeah, we're going to modify this now, get this all cut up, and I will be back shortly. Okay, so as you can see, I've had to mangle the inlet manifold, and so I'm left with this. Now you've got to be careful because the material between this and obviously the inside is not mega thick. So now all I'm going to do is just get my flattening disc, tidy this top section up, and then we should be pretty good. As you can see, no daylight from in there. All I've got to do is just tidy all this up and just be careful not to go through that centre bit right there. But yeah, bit of cutting, quite messy, but let's carry on. Okay, so it's taken me a bit of time, but I had to grind quite a bit off the top of the exhaust manifolds to get it to flat, because when I fitted them, the carburetor was hitting the top of that, it wouldn't sit right. So ground it down, given it a lick of black paint, and I've put a little bit of the heat wrap just on top, because obviously that's where the inlet's going to sit, just to help. Is it going to make much difference? Probably not, but I thought because it is so close about here, I thought it would just help. So we'll see. Unfortunately, had to repaint all this again because I noticed there's been a bit of a bad repair down there. So I'm probably going to have to get this manifold looked at again at some point. So I had to do a couple of little welds on there and grind that down a little bit flat as well. Here's what it is. Looks alright black, not gonna grumble. So now get them on the car and hopefully all fits together quite nicely. But yeah, quite happy with that. Like I say, when it comes to cutting this inlet off, just take your time. Leave yourself with a bit of extra material which you can just grind flat, and that way you shouldn't really go too wrong. But yeah, it's pretty happy with that. So yeah, now I'm hoping that this all goes together quite nicely, fingers crossed. Let's go find out. Okay, so it's on, we're all bolted up. The other interesting fact or interesting thing about this inlet is getting to that bolt, and that bolt is a lot easier. You can actually get a socket from underneath and do them up, so that's a lot better than the original. It's on there. Obviously you can see a little bit of heat wrap I put underneath there just so the carb sits on that and not directly on the manifold. It's all sitting on the gasket, lovely, and we've got plenty of, yeah, I can feel the gasket at the bottom as well, so I know we're sitting about central. Yeah, I'm mega happy with that. So I'm going to go have a bite to eat, because I think it's not going to show up, but I think we're in for some rain. Gonna have something to eat, and I'm going to come out. I have bought 2 new cables, and I'm hoping they're going to be long enough. I can only hope. The throttle cable sits something like that now, and the one I know I've got will be long enough. The choke cable, on the other hand, it's going to be tight. It's got to go down to there. So we'll see. I've got 2 new cables. We'll see how we get on. But that's the hard part done. Well, I say the hard part done. I've still got to connect the exhaust down there. And if anyone knows about these Morris Minors, the clamps, I have got the newer clamp, but just clamping them up's a real pain in the arse. You clamp it on, it still bloody leaks. So I'm going to stick a load of gunk in it and then get that bolted up, because quite frankly, I hate doing that job. So I think we'll just get that one done first. But anyway, go have something to eat. I'll catch up with you soon. Okay, well, we're all on. Throttle cable is on and works a treat, he says, if I can move it the right way. There we go. So that's all good. I've adjusted that to 1 full turn out. Unfortunately, I've got the choke cable on and the choke cable handle snapped, so I'm going to be sending that company an email in a minute. Hopefully we can get a new one. But the choke cable was a little bit on the short side. It wouldn't have made it snap, but even still. But yeah, to make a bracket there, and then I've just got to get a new one of these where I've got the bolt version on the inside, and then that works lovely until the handle fell off. What else we got? So we got the oil breather hose, obviously, from there. I've extended the hose down to the servo, which is down there. It's this hose here, and obviously I've put that on the inlet. Vacuum advanced hose, I will double check all these later on when I'm in, make sure they are in the right place anyway, but vacuum advanced I'm pretty certain goes there. I could do a change of that for the proper kit really, but it's on. So yeah, really I just need to wait for this fuel pressure regulator and the pump, which I'm collecting this week, and then I can then sort all the fuel system out. Oh dear, sorry. Oh, bloody hay fever, Jesus. But that's it, it's all on. Fairly happy with how it's all gone together really. You can just about see the heat wrapping down there, sitting under the inlet. So that might help, might not, I don't know, but we'll try it. But yeah, I'm happy. Exhauster's on. What a bloody palaver that was. Yeah, get a new filter as well, because the other one won't fit. But yeah, so a good day's work. So that's that. Obviously I will do another video with it all starting up, but as for this one, I'm going to leave this here. Please like, please subscribe, and please comment below, and I will see you on the next one. Take care, keep safe.